INTAMIN, one of the biggest roller coaster manufacturers, has just unveiled their four newest roller coaster models: the Hot Racer, Vertical LSM Coaster, Ultra Splash, and Giga Splash. The INTAMIN Hot Racer is a single-rail launching roller coaster model, which can also feature a racing or dueling aspect. This ride, while very similar to the RMC Raptor model and Premier Ride's launch coasters, appears not to be solely a shameless copy. INTAMIN, while not being 100% original here, at least is fusing together some components into what should be an amazing ride. Since it is INTAMIN, many amusement parks will likely want one of these to go to their parks. Today, we are predicting which parks will get one of these first. First off, Cedar Fair and Six Flags, the two largest American chains, have not been working with INTAMIN recently. However, that does not mean that none of their parks will ever get a Hot Racer. And the Hot Racer model may be enough to improve INTAMIN's relations with the two chains. Starting off with Six Flags. Six Flags has not worked with INTAMIN since 2011 with Green Lantern at Magic Mountain. It seems to me that Six Flags has not worked with INTAMIN since, because they have been shifting towards purchasing smaller, cheaper rides with higher thrills. 2012 is also when Six Flags stopped working with B&M. However, these new INTAMIN rides seem to be much cheaper and cost-effective. For that reason, Six Flags could start working with INTAMIN again. I'm predicting that the first Six Flags Hot Racer could be at Six Flags Great America because of the unique, compact ride layout and potentially cheap price point. However, this is still unlikely. Cedar Fair stopped working with INTAMIN for a different reason. Cedar Fair is willing to make large investments and purchase large roller coasters. It seems that Cedar Fair stopped working with INTAMIN because they were unimpressed and a bit frustrated with how I-305 turned out at King's Dominion. It is a bit less likely than Six Flags, but if INTAMIN improved relations, we could see a Hot Racer at either King's Island or King's Dominion. Both parks have had a couple ride removals in the past few years, and they may need to be replaced sooner rather than later, and perhaps at a cheaper price point. I could especially see that be the case with King's Dominion. With the removal of Volcano the Blast Coaster, King's Dominion could get a Hot Racer in 2024 or 2025. SeaWorld Entertainment has been the biggest client to INTAMIN from the United States in the past few years, despite SeaWorld in a bit of a financial pickle right now. I predict that SeaWorld will be able to make it out of this. SeaWorld has been investing heavily in their parks, adding new roller coasters and major additions every year or so. That is why I am predicting that one of the SeaWorld parks could get a Hot Racer in 2024 or 2025. That should be long enough for SeaWorld to be able to purchase the model and be able to pay off their debts to INTAMIN. As for which parks could get one first, I think that either SeaWorld Orlando or SeaWorld San Antonio could. All of the other SeaWorld parks have at least two launch coasters. However, the Busch Gardens parks could still get a Hot Racer. Busch Gardens Tampa could get one in 2025, but if King's Dominion gets one, then Williamsburg will probably not. However, SeaWorld Orlando could really use another compact launch coaster, and the dueling aspect could work really well at the park. San Antonio could also use one to improve their lineup. I could see the Universal parks getting the first Hot Racers in the United States. In recent years, Universal has really started to work with INTAMIN a lot. Looking back, the last two coasters at the Orlando Resort have been manufactured by INTAMIN. Since 2014 with Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. It appears that INTAMIN is very pleased with the results of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure in 2019 and is set to open the Velocicoaster in 2021. With Universal working closely with INTAMIN, would make sense that the next generation of INTAMIN models would open at the resort. The new Hot Racer model would work very well at Islands of Adventure, perhaps as a replacement for Dragon Challenge, but they just got 2 new INTAMIN coasters. It is very possible that in the future, Islands of Adventure will get Hot Racer model, but only based off how well the model does at another Universal park. No, not Universal Studios Orlando or Hollywood, which could also get Hot Racers in the future. I am predicting that Universal Epic Universe is going to be the most likely park in America to get the new INTAMIN Hot Racer. Epic Universe is a new theme park, part of the Universal Orlando Resort, opening in 2024. Theme Park Horizons made a great video about everything coming to the park, which you should check out. One of the attractions depicted in the plans is a large racing coaster, reminiscent of West Coast Racers. Initially, many thought that Epic Universe would get a Premier Rides launch coaster, but after seeing the new Hot Racer model, it would make a lot more sense if Epic Universe would get one of those. Looking at the concept art, you can't tell if it is a single rail model or not, so it could very well be a Hot Racer. For more information on this theory, check out WNY Coaster's video on this. However, I don't think that Epic Universe will have the first Hot Racer, and we could see a Hot Racer before then. One thing to remember is that the Hot Racer was unveiled for IAPPA Asia. INTAMIN, with most of their models, is most popular overseas, and I could easily see one of these as early as 2022 in either Asia or Europe, with Asia being the most likely place we could first see a Hot Racer. There is a chance that no Hot Racer will ever be built, as many concept coasters never are. However, I think that there is enough demand and that if one of the American parks I listed doesn't get one, someplace in Asia will probably get one first. Thank you for watching, and do us a favor and like and subscribe. This video took many hours to make and it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you from the Ultimate Park Masters.